Chapter 6. First landing in the unknown world. John steers the yacht towards the bay and says in surprise, "Hey, I don't think we're the first ones here." John points to a shipwreck that lies half sunken in the bay. Ramirez says, "Maybe we can find someone here who can tell us something about this place." "I don't think so. Look, the wreck is definitely from the 17th century, replies Billy. John drives into the bay and Billy drops the anchor in the water. They drive to the island in the dinghy. The dinghy is an inflatable boat with a motor. Together, the three of them pull the dinghy onto the beach so that it doesn't drift away. The island looks like prehistoric times. Mangroves, plants with strange fruits, mushrooms that have grown gigantically tall, huge ferns and even insects that are 5 times as big as those on the surface. The three feel like they are in Wonderland, but they also know how dangerous it is down here. If the insects are so big, there must be even bigger predators. The three set up camp to rest. The exertion was just too much. Here below the earth there is no cycle like on the surface. Day and night do not exist. This underground world is illuminated by this strange red light around the clock. John wonders where the light source comes from. Also, for some unknown reason, the clocks and cell phones do not work down here. All three have completely lost track of time. After what feels like a few hours of sleep, the three set out to explore the island. Together they fold up the tent and sleeping bags and put out the campfire after packing everything in their backpacks. Luckily, the three were not attacked by the giant insects or other creatures. The campfire probably kept them away. But John, Billy and Ramirez know that they have to be careful when they go further inland. No one knows what dangers lurk in this world. Since everything is very densely overgrown, they hide their tent and other luggage on a rocky outcrop and carefully cover it with ferns. It is difficult to move forward. Everything is unknown, and plants with fruit are discovered. No one wants to try them because no one knows whether they are poisonous. The three also stay away from the huge mushrooms as a precaution. The spores can be toxic. The three of them penetrate deeper and deeper into the dense prehistoric jungle. But apart from the giant insects, they don't see any other living creatures. Inside the island there is a huge rock massif that reaches up to the ceiling and supports it like a pillar. The upper half is covered in clouds and right at the top of the ceiling of the huge cave the massif becomes wider again. "Hey, what do you think, John? Do you want to go closer? Maybe we'll find some clues from the crew of the sunken ship," asks Billy. "I think it's a good idea to look there too," replies John. Ramirez, who is usually too quiet, says somewhat worriedly, "I think we should go back to the ship and carry on sailing. Maybe we'll find an exit to the surface. Who knows what other creatures are lurking here?" "Oh, come on," says Billy. "We have to find out what happened to the people here." Insulted because Billy shut him up, Ramirez follows the two without saying another word. The island, which looks so small from the sea, turns out to be bigger than it seems. The three have been walking for hours and are exhausted and grateful when they reach the huge rock massif. This rock has several caves, and in the distance near one of these caves Ramirez spots a fence made of stones. Ramirez immediately says happily, "Billy, John, look over there, there's a fence near that one cave," and points in the direction of the cave. "Let's check there first. Maybe we'll find someone or other clues." Everyone sets off. It turns out that it is not a normal fence. It is a huge stone wall and is supposed to keep something away from the cave. The stone wall is so high and well constructed that it is impossible to climb over it. It must have taken months to build it. The three of them feverishly start looking for a possible secret entrance. The inhabitants have to get in somewhere. But what they have found out is that this cave must have been uninhabited for a long time. So much undergrowth and ferns have overgrown the wall. Hey guys, come here. I think I found the entrance. Billy calls the others over. In fact, a narrow path, well camouflaged between two parallel stone walls, leads to a courtyard and the entrance to the cave. This entrance is closed by a self-made gate made of the wood of prehistoric fern trees. In the courtyard, the three of them find fences around animal enclosures that are wildly overgrown, and old fields can also be seen. In front of the cave there is a self-made stone oven and old garden tools are scattered across the courtyard. But as they suspected, this cave has been abandoned for years. Okay, let's take a look, says John and opens the entrance to the cave. As light comes in, the three explorers first see the huge crystals on the ceiling that transmit the light and illuminate the entire cave. Wow, says Billy, there must be over 20 living areas here, and points to the individual rooms that are separated by partitions. All three go from room to room. They find self-made beds, stone dishes, personal items and tools. At the very end of the cave they find the captain's quarters. On a self-made table they find binoculars, an old nautical chart and a diary. Ramirez says, "Let's see what's in the diary. Why did the inhabitants leave the cave that was so well furnished?" John and Billy agree. Everyone is excited and curious to see what the contents of the diary reveal.